One of the best ways that you can make your music sound better is to gain feedback from other music artists. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to go about doing this. Welcome back to Journey to Sound. My name's Ben, I make melodic house music, and I'm here to help you navigate the challenges of becoming a music artist in 2024 and beyond. When I look back over the last couple of years while I've been learning to produce my own music, one thing that's always stood out is that every time I've asked for constructive feedback off another artist, it's always pushed my production to another level. So before I talk about the best ways to go and get that feedback, let me tell you a quick story. Earlier this year, I just finished a new song. It was called Meant to Be, and it turned out to be my debut release. But when I'd finished the song, I was really stoked on the idea. I thought, this is really cool. And then I sent it to a record label and it got rejected. They said that they really liked the idea, they loved the melodies, but it just wasn't quite release ready. So I started to think, what can I do about this? How can I get my song sounding a little bit better? And then I saw that 2 producers in the melodic house scene called La and Modera, they were putting on this like live feedback session for your songs via YouTube. So I submitted the demo of this song, they had a listen, and take a look what they said.
I really like the noise in this.
Yeah,
Like,
very pretty at the beginning.
oh, dude, this could be really good.
A little bit heavy.
It is, but it's so cool. Have you ever tried to listen to a track like with your headphones on, but you have a beanie on?
Yeah, that's kind of what this is.
Yeah, we were saying that the track kind of sounds like you're listening when you're wearing a beanie and you have headphones over your beanie. You're missing a lot of that high-end sauce. It's a bit heavy in the low end, but the idea is so sick. If you find that like just turning kick and bass down, or like you're losing too much kick click or something like that, then you can just boost the high end of the other elements.
Yeah,
So yeah, just kind of make sure you got that presence.
but really beautiful. Really, really nice
They're
track.
really wicked.
So there's 2 main points that I took away from this session. One was they really liked the track, and I was stoked on that because it just gave me the confidence that it was worth pursuing this song. And number 2, they said it sounded like they were listening to the song with headphones on the out. Sorry, let me say that again. They said it sounded like they were listening to the song with headphones on the outside of a beanie. So I just had to figure out how do I unbeanie this song, which in production terms basically meant there was too much of the low-end bass going on and less of the high-end kind of melodies popping out of the mix. So I had to try and figure out how to go about making this song sound a little bit more professional. The next thing I did is I took this feedback to a DJ academy and asked them for their help. They then listened to my song, they looked at the project file, and they gave me some tips to improve it. And after a few tweaks and a little bit of work, the song was finished, and I self-released it, and I honestly thought it was only going to get about maybe 100 streams on Spotify, but it currently stands at about 4,000, another 2,500 views on YouTube, and it got played on BBC Radio 1 introducing Dance with Jaguar. So I was so stoked on this, but it definitely wouldn't have been that way if I hadn't have got this feedback. So the takeaway tip here is never to underestimate the power of constructive feedback. And honestly, the more critical, the better. The fact that La and Modera was so brutally honest about what they were hearing only made it easier for me to go and get the help that I needed to make this song better. But remember, critical feedback doesn't always mean negative feedback. Being critical just means someone's listening to your song and trying to figure out how they could make it better. Now, if you're like me and you're not surrounded by loads of producers and industry experts, but you'd like to get some feedback on your music, then here's 3 ways that I'd approach this. The first thing I do is just follow other producers and artists on social media. Just like I did with La and Modera, I wouldn't have really found out about that feedback session unless I was following them. So quite simply, get online, follow loads of producers, and just see the ones that are kind of giving production tips, and usually they're the ones that might do these kind of sessions. Some might even link you to their Patreon where they can have like a feedback session as part of their subscription service. So it's really cool to see what these other producers are doing. The second thing I do is I'd follow some record labels, because sometimes they put on track feedback sessions with their professional artists as well. I attended one with This Never Happened. They put on a feedback session with Massane, and they sometimes do it to kind of create some buzz around an artist's new album or new release. So they often use things like Discord or YouTube to do that. They'll get you to send your song off first, and then the one I did with Massane, he just went through every single song that got sent in. I think there was only about 20 people in the session, and they listened to the whole song. They gave me some feedback, and I did the same thing as I did with the La and Modera one. I took that feedback to a DJ academy, and they helped make that song a little bit better as well. And the third thing is trying to start connecting with other producers and music artists that are in your genre. So if you can end up having about 2 or 3 people that you feel comfortable sending your songs to, and they're reliable enough to give you that constructive feedback, then that's a really great starting place, so that each song you make, you can get that feedback quite quickly. And another one I've just thought of actually is DJ Academies. I've mentioned it a few times during this video today, but they're a brilliant way to get that, you know, professional level feedback, even if you don't know anyone in the music industry or in the scene. Because I'm aware some people are making music and they haven't started sort of engaging in social media just yet. So if they're still in that stage where they're just trying to learn and they're not really building up a rapport with artists just yet, even though I'd encourage you to do that as early on as you can, DJ Academies, music schools, things like that are a brilliant way to approach this if you're not really online yet. So remember, if you want your music to sound better, more professional, then try and get that feedback from other music artists or other professionals. If you can get that feedback from people that are a few steps ahead of you, then that's even better, because they're going to listen to your music in a way that you aren't at the moment, and they're going to give that feedback about things that you might not have even thought about yet, and it's going to push your production to another level. So if you found this video helpful, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again very soon.